Have you ever stared at a map of Antarctica and wondered what secrets lie buried beneath all that ice? We're talking about a continent almost entirely covered by a sheet of ice that's, on average, over a mile thick. It's one of the most remote and mysterious places on Earth. But what if I told you that satellite images and chilling accounts from explorers hint at something extraordinary hidden below? Something that could rewrite everything we know about ancient history. We're talking about pyramids. Yes, you heard that right. Massive ancient pyramids, eerily similar to the ones in Egypt, supposedly lurking beneath the Antarctic ice. The story exploded online a few years ago. Photos began circulating showing what looked like perfect, man-made pyramid structures poking out of the ice and snow. One image, in particular, showed a massive four-sided peak in the Ellsworth mountain range. It looked so geometrically perfect, so unnatural compared to the surrounding jagged mountains, that people immediately started asking questions. Could this be real? The main structure people point to is often called the Pyramid Mountain. It's a real place. You can even find it on Google Earth. Its coordinates are 79 degrees 58 minutes 39.25 seconds south and 81 degrees 57 minutes 32.21 seconds west. Go ahead, look it up for yourself. When you see it, the resemblance to a pyramid is undeniable. It has four steep, triangular faces that meet at a sharp peak. It looks like it was carved by intelligent hands. So, where did this idea come from? The first whispers of Antarctic pyramids aren't actually new. They connect back to old myths and even some bizarre theories from the early 20th century. One of the most famous is the Hollow Earth theory, which proposed that our planet is hollow and that there are entrances at the north and south poles leading to a hidden world inside. Some even believed that a lost civilization, maybe the survivors of Atlantis, fled to Antarctica when it was a lush, green paradise. According to this theory, they built a great civilization there before a sudden pole shift flash froze the continent, preserving their cities and pyramids under the ice. Fast forward to the modern era, and these theories got a huge boost with the rise of the internet and satellite imaging. Suddenly, anyone with a computer could become a digital archaeologist, scanning the vast white expanse of Antarctica for anomalies, and they found them. Besides the main Pyramid Mountain, other images surfaced showing what looked like the outlines of more pyramids and even potential ruins scattered across the continent. This fueled a firestorm of speculation. The story goes that a team of 8 explorers, who have chosen to remain anonymous for their safety, claim to have stumbled upon these structures. They described them as breathtaking, perfectly aligned, and clearly artificial. They allegedly took samples and readings, but their findings were immediately classified by government agencies. Why the secrecy? The theory suggests that this discovery is so world-changing, so disruptive to our established history and religions, that the powers that be are trying to suppress it. Imagine the implications. If there are pyramids in Antarctica, it means that an advanced civilization existed there tens of thousands, maybe even millions of years ago. Long before the Egyptians, long before the Sumerians, this would completely upend our timeline of human history. Who were these people? Were they even human? Some theories suggest they were extraterrestrials who used Antarctica as a base. The pyramids, they say, might not be tombs, but ancient power plants or navigation beacons. This idea ties into the work of authors like Graham Hancock, who have long argued for the existence of a lost, highly advanced civilization in our deep past. He points to incredible megalithic structures around the world, like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, which is thousands of years older than Stonehenge or the Egyptian pyramids, as evidence that we've got our history all wrong. An Antarctic civilization would be the ultimate proof. Let's think about the logistics. For pyramids to be built in Antarctica, the continent must have been ice-free. We know that Antarctica wasn't always a frozen wasteland. Millions of years ago, it was part of the supercontinent Gondwana and had a temperate climate with forests and rivers. Fossil evidence proves this, but the mainstream scientific view is that the continent became fully covered in ice around 15 million years ago, long before modern humans evolved. So, for the pyramid theory to hold water, one of two things must be true. Either an advanced, non-human civilization existed there millions of years ago, or a major part of Antarctica was ice-free much more recently than we think. Some researchers point to the Piri Reis map from 1513. This ancient map mysteriously shows the coastline of Antarctica, but supposedly without its ice cap. How could a 16th century cartographer know what the land looked like under the ice, something we only mapped with modern technology in the 20th century? Proponents of the theory say the map must have been copied from even older source maps, created by this lost Antarctic civilization. So, we have these compelling images, these anonymous testimonies, and historical maps that seem to support the idea. It's a tantalizing mystery, but, as with all great mysteries, we have to look at the other side of the coin. What do mainstream scientists and geologists have to say about all this? Well, to put it bluntly, they're not convinced. Geologists have a much simpler explanation for these pyramid-shaped mountains. They call them nunataks. A nunatak is essentially a mountain peak that sticks out above a glacier or ice sheet. The unique pyramid shape, they argue, is a natural result of erosion. It's created by a process called freeze-thaw or frost wedging. Water seeps into cracks in the rock. When it freezes, it expands, pushing the rock apart. Over millions of years, this process, happening on multiple sides of a mountain, can carve it into a very regular, pyramid-like shape. Think of it like a sculptor chipping away at a block of stone. Nature, with its tools of ice and wind, is the sculptor. The Ellsworth Mountains, where the most famous pyramid is located, are known for this type of geological formation. There are actually many pyramid-shaped peaks in the world, like the Matterhorn in the Alps. They look artificial, but they are completely natural. So, from a geologist's perspective, there's nothing unusual about the Antarctic pyramid. It's just a classic example of an attack. But what about the other evidence? The satellite images of other ruins. Skeptics point out that our brains are hardwired to see patterns and familiar shapes, a phenomenon called pareidolia. It's the same reason we see faces in clouds or the man in the moon. In the low-resolution black and white satellite images of a vast, monotonous landscape, it's easy for our minds to interpret natural rock formations, shadows, and ice ridges as artificial structures, and the anonymous team of explorers, without names, verifiable data, or any physical evidence, their story remains just that, a story. It's impossible to verify and easy to dismiss as a hoax or a misunderstanding. The secrecy argument is also a double-edged sword. While it's exciting to think of a grand conspiracy, it's also a convenient way to explain a total lack of concrete proof. So, where does that leave us? On one hand, we have the official scientific explanation. These are natural geological formations, sculpted by millions of years of ice and wind. It's a logical, evidence-based conclusion. On the other hand, we have the tantalizing possibility of a lost chapter of history, a story of a forgotten civilization and a massive cover-up. It's a narrative that speaks to our desire for mystery and our suspicion that we haven't been told the whole truth about our origins. Perhaps the truth is somewhere in the middle. Maybe the primary pyramid is a natural nonentity, but that doesn't rule out the possibility that other, smaller structures are still buried deep beneath the ice. We have only explored a tiny fraction of 1% of the landmass under the ice sheet. Who knows what's really down there? We're finding new things all the time. In 2017, scientists drilling through the ice found a hidden ecosystem of microbial life in a subglacial lake. If life can exist there, what else might be preserved? Ultimately, the question of the Antarctic pyramids remains open. Is it a case of remarkable natural geology, or is it the greatest archaeological discovery in human history, waiting to be fully unveiled? Until we can drill down through miles of ice and see for ourselves, the mystery will endure. The pyramid-shaped mountains of Antarctica will continue to stand as silent sentinels, guarding their secrets and fueling our imagination. What do you think? Are they natural peaks or man-made monuments? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you love exploring the world's greatest mysteries, make sure to like and subscribe for more.